Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to Core English class again today. So our topic to be discussed today is about past simple tense. I hope you still remember about the lesson that we were discussing all together in the Zoom meeting last week. Okay, it was also about past simple, but just the introduction part. Okay, I have already told you some of the learning objectives of this lesson, and also we did some warm-up activities that you have to answer some of my questions in the discussion part in your PSIS classroom. Okay, so now let's go on to the detailed information or detailed use of past simple. So when do we use past simple tense? First, I want you to look at this picture. Okay, look at the cross-head here. The cross-head here is referred to the action that already happened in the past. For example, like the action that happened last week, the action that happened yesterday. Okay, so the action is already started and already finished in the past. It is a completed action. So we use past simple tense to talk about action that started and finished in the past and at a specific time. So the keyword here is specific time. What is specific time? Okay, I'll show you some of the common specific time that we often use, such as yesterday, last week, last month, last year, ago. For example, all of these words we call past tense expressions. Okay, when you want to make sentences that using past simple tense, you have to include this word in order to be sure that your sentence is really a past simple tense. Okay, let's move on to the verb. There are two kinds of verb that we use in past simple tense. One is called regular verb and another one is called irregular verb. So this is the form of regular verb. When we want to form a past tense of regular verb, we have to add d or ed. For example, like the word cook here. The word cook here is present, but cook ed here is past tense. So past tense form, you can just add ed to the present form, and that's it. But for example, if the verb is already end in e, for example, like the word dance, dance. Okay, so it's end in e, so you can just add d and that's it. You cannot add ed because it has e already. Okay, so how about irregular verbs? Irregular verbs have special past tense form. Okay, it is very special because we don't add e or we don't add ed. The verb has to change itself almost completely. For example, like the word dry. Dry here finished with e, but it is not a regular verb. It is a irregular verb, an irregular verb. So we have to change dry to draw, like this. You cannot add d because it is not a regular verb. So if you ask me, teacher, how can we recognize if which verb is regular or which verb is irregular? So my magic answer to you is that there is no rule to recognize, or there is no rule to use, but the only magic answer is that you have to remember. Please remember, you have to remember. Okay, I'll show you some spelling rules. This is the spelling rule for regular verb, not for irregular verb. Again, irregular verb, there is no rule. We have to remember. But some regular verb is easier than irregular verb because we have a rule. The rule like this. I'm not going to explain the spelling rule here. If you have time, you can view my video and try to understand it by your own. But I want to go through the example. It's easy. The first rule is that if the verb is already end with e, we can just add d, just like the example here. And one more, if the verb is end in y, only y, okay? But the vowel before, the letter before y here is a, like stay, like play. Okay, these two verbs have a vowel before y, so we can just add ed. That's it. Okay. One more. The verb is ending in y as well, but the vowel that stands before Y, the letter that stands before Y is a consonant. R is a consonant, not a vowel. Remember, there are 5 vowels. We have A, E, I, O, and U. So beside of the 5 letters, the other letters are consonant. So if the word that has a consonant and then Y like this, we have to change Y and then we add IED. It means that we change Y to I and then we add ED. For example, like try, like carry, and change to carry like this. Okay, another rule is that if the verb that has the form of CVC, what is CVC? N is C. C here refer to consonant. Consonant, vowel, and consonant. Okay, when we have CVC like this, you have to double the final consonant and then add ED. Okay, N, O, D. N is consonant, O is vowel, and D is consonant. C, V, C. When we have the form like that, you have to double letter D and add ED. One more, rip, and then just double letter P and then add ED. Don't forget the rule here. This is the golden rule. Okay, so you have to remember when you have the test or the exam. I will tell you about the exam. So you have to remember all this. Spelling rule. Okay, the last rule is that if the verb have wait a minute. Okay, thank you. So if the verb have committed. Oh, sorry, I just confused. Look at the word commit. Commit here we have T at the end. T is a consonant and I is a vowel. So you can see vowel and consonant. Vowel and consonant. When you see this form, you have to double the final consonant and then you add ed. Again, one more example, like the word prefer. Prefer here, you can see letter E is a vowel and letter R here is a consonant. When we have a vowel and a consonant at the end of the word like this, you have to double letter R, double the final consonant, and then you add ed. Okay, I hope when you have time you can read through this again, or if you cannot understand what I have explained, you can drop your question and I will explain you in detail. Okay, so let me move on to another part. Okay, these are some common regular verbs. Oh, sorry, irregular verb. These are the example of some irregular verb. If you have time, you can try to remember all these verbs. It is very important, and there is no other rule to remember to do, but you have to remember. Remember all of this. Okay, let me move on to another one. Okay, this is another part about verb to be. Verb to be we divided into two. One is was and another one is were. When you want to use verb to be in the past tense, you have to change. I was. You cannot say I am because it is past tense, not present tense. Okay. I was a student. He was a boy, for example, but he's now a man. Okay. You were, not you are. Okay, you were because it's past tense. Okay, finally we have come to an end already. So this is homework. Homework here, I want you to complete the exercise in your textbook. Textbook here. So textbook. This is grade 2 and this is grade 3. Okay, so you can go to your textbook, okay? And then the part that you have to complete, I have already dropped in your discussion. You can go to your PSIS classroom and in the discussion part, you will see the homework, okay? So I will please complete the exercise in your textbook here and then take a picture and send to me through my Telegram, okay? So I want to draw your attention one more. This is the last part of this presentation. So we are going to have a monthly test on May. We have monthly test for May on Friday this week, okay? On the 22nd.